I'm going to be pressing this down with him. Come. So make sure it's aligned. So as you can see, so I think the sleeve, I'm going to be putting a bit of amendments just to tighten it a bit. Yeah, then for the that will be all. So I'll post the finishing when I'm see. So this is the parts where so guide when. Hello there, welcome back to the channel again. Today here's the pattern for the down of the dress I will be making. If you haven't seen my previous video on how to make a straight skirt or how to make a pattern for straight skirts, you can go and watch it so you understand this better. So now this is the front bodies of the down part of the dress I'm making. So I'll take my hip length of my hip now. This is the front bodies as you can see. So I'll take 3.5 inches down from the waist side to achieve our drape. So that is where the drape will be starting. And guys, depending on how much fabric you have um, and the amount of drape you need, so that is what you will be using. So now I will go down by 1.5 inches because I need 4 pleats. So after folding it up, I'll be left with like half an inch on each of the drape I'm making. So now I'll go down by 1.5 inches and the 4 pleats will give me 6 inches. So I will end it here now. So now after doing that, I'll connect it. I'll take my ruler now and then I'll connect it to the other side. Just watch me the way I do. I'll connect it like slants to the other end. So if you have more fabric, you can actually go down by 2 or 2.5 inches depending on your preference on how you do it. On the other hand, I will go down by 6 inches thereabouts. So you remember we went down by I went down by 3.5 inches. So on this side I'll be going down by 6 inches. Then from the 6 inches now I'll also go down. I'll also be going down by 1.5 inches, just like the way I did for the other side. So just to connect it to become a plate and a drape, the drape I want to achieve. So now I'll connect it now. As you can see it, I'll connect it like so, and then I'll use my pen to roll out the slant. So I'll be outlining the lines together now from this end to the other end, which is 4 line. So because I'll be making just 4 pleats from on this style I'm making. So like I said earlier, you can do it to be more than 5, 6. So depend on the amount of the fabric you're having. Now I'll start my cutting from the upper side where I measured 3.5 the other time. Just make sure you cut it from that point so your plate will be out the way you want it to be. So now I'm cutting it line after lines, and make sure you don't finish cutting it the whole of the lines you already traced out. So just watch me the way I'm doing in this video. So when I'm done with this, I took a plaster which is sellotape, to sellotape this down. But before doing this, if you have like extra paper, extra pattern paper, you can place it on it, or you put it on your direct fabric, on your front pattern for the direct fabric. So yeah, I will just be making everything done here like so, just like the way you see me doing. I will not be putting it on any fabric or any pattern paper because I am used to this. So if you are a beginner, you can actually put it on those things I said earlier. So now I'm just trying to making sure my 1.5 inches is secured before placing the sellotape on it. So this is how best you can do it on your fabric or whatever you are working with, or on the other paper I said earlier. So now I'll just staple everything down to secure it. You do likewise to the other side. You make sure it's not being folded on the other hand, just like the way you are seeing it there. So as you are securing this down with your sellotape, you likewise do the same thing to the other end there, so that it will not, your skirts will not be shortened after cutting it out. So just like as I'm doing now, I'm trying to make sure it is straight before taking it out of my table. So now I'll get the fabric. So after getting the fabric, I'll remove this now and then place it. Here is the fabric. I already placed the paper on it. So now I'm trying to secure it so it is placed well before cutting this out. As you can see, I already sellotape it on the fabric. So now secure this now. I'll secure it with my pin. So before tracing out the drape, I'll just pin this down now. Everything from the end, the both side of the waist side to the, so yeah, I'm just trying to make sure it's secured, is well secured with my pin before bringing the pleats together. So now just watch me the way I'll put from this end, I'll add it to the other side. So as you can see, it is already bringing out the amount of pleat I need, which is 1/2 inches or so. So if you have more fabric, or depends on your fabric you're working with, so the volume of your drape will be much. So this is it. Just trying to secure it down with from the end to the other end, just to make sure it's accurate with the skirt, with the down part of the dress. So I'll then trace it and I'll pin it down. I'll secure it with the pin. So I'll do likewise to the other side. So the way as I'm doing it, I'm also making sure I don't have any excess or any shorting anywhere. Just like the way I'm doing, make sure, because the fabric I'm working with is a shaking crepe material, very soft and hard to work with. So now secure it down then before putting this all together. So here is it, as you can see. So I'm just trying to make sure it's actually what I need before I'll cut it out. So now I'll get my scissors now and I'll start cutting this out from the waistline, and then I'll cut it, I'll trace it from the end to the other side, then I'll cut everything out. Make sure your paper is being placed well before you cut, before you start your cutting um, and making sure the other side too is accurate. Then you cut everything out. So as you can see, after cutting it out, here is the end result. So I'll remove the paper now and then secure it back with my pin just to make sure it doesn't go up. So after removing it, I'll remove the other side where I've already pinned down around the skirt. So this is the final look of the drape. How beautiful, you can see how beautiful this looks and how it is straight on the other part. So now I'll get my back pattern for the down part now. If you haven't seen the previous video I uploaded recently, you can actually go and check on how I achieved the patterns for this pattern. So now I'll place it on it and I'll be cutting out two for the back of this dress. So this is me, I'm just trying to make sure the fabric I'm working with is straight before cutting it out. I'll get my scissors and then I'll cut it out now. So now when I finished cutting it, I took my front skirt pattern I already cut out the other time and placing it side by side from the other side where the pleat is. So just to make sure it is accurate. As you can see, it is very straight and accurate with the sides. So now I'll remove the pin and then I'll pin everything down again to the other side. So I'll make sure it is right side facing the right side. So mind you, I will still be putting a like a flounce on this same side, but just to make sure it's secured. So that is why I'm doing this right now. So I'm just trying to realign the pleats, the pleated area together. So now I'll pin everything down and then after pinning it down, I'll go to my tailor's machine and then I'll stitch this down with 1/2 inch. So that will be all for the down part of the of this tutorial. So now I'll take my fabric to cut out the bodies for this dress. I'll be placing the pattern now onto my fabric, then I'll trace it out and then cut the front bodies out, unfold. This is the front bodies. If you want to see how I achieve this pattern for the bodies, you can contact me via my email address. I have online class for this. So now I'll trace this out now and I'll cut it out just like the way you're seeing me, and make sure as you're cutting it out, the down parts you have extra sewing allowance like 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch to join both the shoulder part and the down part of your dress, of your bodies you're making. So now I'll cut it out now, and then because it's a stretchy fabric, I didn't add any allowance to the side parts, and that will be all for the front pattern. And so now I take my back bodies and then I'll trace it out, leaving some inches at the down part and on the shoulder area. While I cut it, I'll just be adding some few inches like 1/4 inch or 1/2 inches. So that will be all. And make sure if you're working with this kind of fabric, make sure you trace out both the back and the front so you don't make mistake. So now it's time to cut out the sleeve. So as you all know, the sleeve I'll put in is a different kind of sleeve compared to the ones I have been making on this channel. So I'll put everything on fold for the two sleeve. So the length of sleeve I'm working with is 22. So just because of the style of the sleeve, I'll be adding extra 3 inches to it, so that will make it 25 inches. Then I will be adding extra 1 inches, 1 to 2 inches of an inch, just to give it for the sewing allowance at the upper area and the down area. So now I'll get my pattern master and chalk. So remember I said the sleeve I'm working with is a different one from what I have been making. So now I'll go up by 5 inches from the down part and then take my wrist measurement, dividing it into two. Then whatever it gives me, I'll put it there. Then I'll go up and I'll take my length. Remember we took in 5 inches from that from the down part up. So I'll connect it now with my pattern master to the wrist area to form this like a shape, as you can see. So I'll connect it now to the end there, and then that is my wrist measurement, dividing it into two, and you had half inches for your sewing allowance. So now I'll measure from the top. Now I'm taking out the length that I need, which I said 27 the other time. So adding it with sewing allowance. So now I'll connect my round armhole measurements. So I'll make sure it's accurate. The round armhole measurement I'm working with is 18.5 inches. So plus sewing allowance, that gives me like 20 inches thereabouts. So I'll add the sewing allowance to it, and then that will be all for the sleeve. And now connect it from the wrist to the underarm. So after connecting it, now make sure it is straight before cutting it out. So I'll get my scissors now and I'll cut it out. So after cutting this out now, I'll then measure it, which is that area, to make sure, just making sure it is well measured before cutting it out again, so I won't get a very bulky sleeve. So I'll flip it to the other side now. I'll open it and then I'll measure half inches away from the other side of the armhole there, as to differentiate both the back and the front. So I'll notch it, and then after notching it, I'll cut the other end there. I'll trace it out and I'll cut it out. So that will be all for the sleeve. So now is now time to cut out the flounce I talked about the other time. I folded it just as you see me doing. So I'll measure from the folded area. I'll measure 3 inches down, and then I'll measure 5 inches to 6 inches again, just as you see me doing in this video. So here I'll just measure 6 inches and then 2 inches, just because of the fabric I'm having left. So I'll just manage it. So I'll rule 2 and half inches to meet with the 3 inches I measured the other time. So now I'll measure the 6 inches to meet with the end of the other side. So now I'll cut this out now. After cutting it out, this is how it looks. You can see it's two, so you cut it like so. As you can see how beautiful this looks. So you place this now on the other one, and then you trace it out. You do likewise to it the way you cut it out. So I'm just trying to rearrange it so I don't make mistakes. So I'll cut it out now. So this is it. So after doing that, I'll realign it and then give it the shape I want to give it at the end of the down part, the shortest area of it. So I'm just trying to making sure it's curvy to meet with the other end, and I'll cut it out. So guys, right here I already started working on the upper bodies of the dress I'm making. As you can see, I've joined both the sleeves together and the shoulder together. So now the next thing I'll do, I'll go to my machine and then I'll add the back darts. I'll be putting it, and then I'll put both the front darts together also, which is the side darts. So as you can see, I've pinned it. I've already pinned it, so I'll be putting it so that it will align with the side of the back. So this is it. That's how you do it. You just I'll take like half inches from the sleeve side. After closing the sleeve area, I'll take half inches down. You can see how straight that is to the end there. So that's how you get a well-tailored English dress. So I'll do likewise to this other side, and that will be all for the upper side. As you can see, this is the down part now, where I already secured this pleat with a straight stitch. So now this is the dart for the back side. I also do likewise to the other side. So now I'll remove the pin. I pinned it with, so, and now I'll place the flounce on the pleated side of this skirt. So now I'll just get a pin to secure this down. So when you want to put it, you go down by 1 inches, 1 to 2 inches, depends on where you want your flounce to start, and then I'll pin it down. So this is after you might have given your flounce a good press. So remember the other side I curved the other time, so that area will be out after the finishing of the sewing of this down part. So guys, I'll just go to my tailor's machine and sew this down now with half of an inch, and do likewise to the other side, and that will be all for the down part. And I'll join the upper side and the down part together. So guys, thank you guys for watching. If you're a subscriber already, I appreciate you. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, kindly do so. Like, comment where you're watching this video from, and subscribe. Turn your notification bell on so as to get notified each time I upload a new video. Thank you guys. Until I see you on the next one. Bye.